graceful. They're powerful. They're fast. The National Wings of Freedom Tour is coming in honor of our World War II veterans. The ultimate living history experience. Explore these majestic, fully restored World War II bombers inside and out. Take an unforgettable flight in the B-17 Flying Fortress, B-24 Liberator. Even get a little stick time in the world's greatest fighter, the P-51 Mustang. For more information, visit collingsfoundation.org.
Okay, Zach, stand up in there again. Can you come up closer? Right up to there. Good. But I'll tell you, I'm pretty damn busy. I work on my toes. I go home at night. Hey, you know, some artists work with clays, others with photography. I can try to keep the life so I collected it.
Hello.
I'll never get my hands clean like this.
I work on cars and you get them up just like Are you here all day? Well, I was here about 10:30. Here to 5. So 5.
Just today got the car. I'm gonna go home and go to the car room.
Go through the thing. I'm through the bag.
This is a replica of a B-17. It flew 140 missions without aborting or turning back or losing a crew member. It's a model B-17G. It has the chin turrets. And it has two 50-caliber machine guns up above. One was used by the Navigator, one was used by the Bombardier. On the earlier models, they didn't have the chin turrets, and the Germans attacked a lot from the front, and that's why the chin turret was developed on this particular airplane. Down below is the bomb bay, where they loaded the bombs. They had armament that would load the bombs. And it took about 10 ground personnel for each airman that flew in these airplanes. It took a lot of ground support. keep these airplanes flying. We had armament men, mechanics, NPs, radio men, men that worked on the instruments. And of course, they had mechanics that worked on the engines. And they would cannibalize if the airplane was so badly damaged. They would salvage as much parts as they could to keep the airplanes flying. Initially, when the 8th Air Force went on its first mission, I think they had some 17 B-17s flying, and towards the end of the war, they had thousands of them flying on missions. Of course, initially they didn't have fighter support. Most of the losses in both B-17s and B-24s were from fighter planes, and then as the Allies invaded France and Germany, the losses were due primarily from flak. The Germans had a lot of flak guns on flat cars, and as the Allies advanced, they would move the flat cars and the flak guns as they retreated, and so the losses from both B-24s and B-17s were primarily by flak. These airplanes carried a crew of 10. They had a pilot, a co-pilot, a bombardier, a navigator. They had 2 waist gunners. They had a ball turret gunner. We had an engineer that worked the top turret. Of course, you had 2 waist gunners, and you had a tail gunner. Generally, they would carry up to around 2,000, 2 tons of bombs. The bombs were loaded, as I said, in the bomb bay, and they could be general purpose bombs, or they could be incendiary bombs, depending on the target they were going to, depend on the bomb. The B-17 had a bigger wing than the B-24, consequently it could fly higher than the B-24. The B-24 was a newer airplane, and it could fly faster than the B-17, and it could carry a little bit larger bomb load than the B-17. Both airplanes carried crews of 10, and if you survived in the B-17, that was the airplane that you loved. If you survived in the B-24, that was the airplane you loved. There's a lot of rivalry between people who flew in B-24s and people who flew in B-17s. And as I said, if you survived, that was the airplane that you liked the best. I went on a mission December 24th of 1944, when the 8th Air Force put up over 2,000 B-17s and B-24s. That was one of the largest air armada ever. We were taken off in inclement weather, similar to the weather we have here in McKinleyville. McKinleyville Airport was developed primarily to give pilots experience in flying in fog, and that was the kind of weather that we flew out of and into in England. But on this particular mission, we were going to a target in Turbulence, Germany. The Germans had broken through and at Bastogne, and it was known as the Battle of the Bulge, and we had had some inclement weather, and The 8th Air Force had been grounded for 5 days. When the weather broke, the 8th Air Force put up over 2,000 of these bombers. There were 850 fighters. It was one of the largest air armadas ever. And we were able to do some damage and lend a lot of support to the ground forces that were on the ground. It was inclement weather, the weather of the years of 43, 44, 44, 45 were bitter winters in Europe, and I felt sorry for the ground personnel that had to be fighting in the snow. We would sweep snow off the wings of our planes and take off on over ice-covered runways, but we didn't have to fight in the severe cold weather, although in E-17 at high altitude the temperatures would be 60, 65 below zero, but we were wearing electric-heated flying suits so we could stay warm.
Jim. I flew in with you yesterday on the Mustang, and it was the ride of my life. I want you to tell our listening audience that you fly all of these planes. Come on, tell us how you got involved in this.
Well, 9 years ago, I started with the Collings Foundation as the ride coordinator, and didn't even have a pilot's license. I've been flying all my life, just kind of as a hobby with friends and my family, and this opportunity came along to fly warbirds and be a part of this great group. Presented itself, so I jumped on it and got my license right away and started building time and ratings in the aircraft.
You're a great pilot. That was something else.
I appreciate that. I love to fly. That's my passion in life. I don't like to do anything else but fly. It's kind of a sickness. But, yeah, I want to fly everything World War II, and the Foundation has provided us with these aircraft to tour around the country. And for the last 9 years, that's all I've done is fly these aircraft and managed to get ratings in all of them. So it's great. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. And I never take it for granted. None of us do. Our number one goal is to honor the veterans, keep these aircraft flying, and teach younger generations about what these airplanes represented during World War II.
It's very unusual for a pilot to have ratings to fly all of these planes, and I wanted everybody to realize that you do. I thought that was really amazing, that you would just switch planes and fly another one in whenever it was necessary.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how many people have those ratings, the number, but it is very unique, and it's an opportunity that is offered nowhere else. I mean, be able to fly a B-17, a B-24, a B-25, a P-51, a T-6 on any given day is an honor, and to do it every day. And we tour 10 months out of the year. We do about 110 cities in 38 states in 10 months, and we go everywhere. We get to fly everything, and really a joy.
Well, if you impress them half as much as you impress me, you're going to have a real big fan club.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my mom got me a pilot's manual for the P-51 Mustang. I think I was 6 years old. And I vowed to someday fly a Mustang. And as I said before, the Foundation opened the opportunity up, and I did what it took to get in the Mustang. And my biggest joy of flying this airplane now is sharing with other people. It's such a magical airplane. It's got all the history. It's a joy to fly. Our maintenance is exceptional, and it just runs and runs and runs. And it's just a great airplane to share with others and show its capabilities and why it was so famous. Show them why it was so famous.
A lot of people don't understand why you have to keep it so immaculately clean, but you are in seaside salt air country, aren't you?
Yeah, you'll notice the airplane's polished, and salt air, acid rain. We leave it inside when it's raining because the metal just tears the metal up, and we have to polish it at least 2 or 3 times a week. And usually it's sunny where we go. We try to follow the summer around the country, but it doesn't always work out. And of course we're near the coast out here, so we're getting salt air, and it's just got to stay on top of it. We've had the airplane 5 years now, so it's fared pretty well. We just make sure it stays clean.
It looks great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful machine, and we want to keep it that way so others can enjoy it as well. We're temporary caretakers for these airplanes. These airplanes will be around long after we're gone, and we want to make sure that we keep them the way they should be for the next generation.
I want to thank you for coming to Humboldt County. It's really been super for everybody that's been able to see these planes, ride in them, or even learn about them. So thank you from all of us.
Thank you for having us. Good to be here.
Here all day. Nice. Well, I was here about 10:30. Here to 5. I go 5.
Just today, got the car. I'm gonna go home and look at the harbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're beautiful.
part of the pipe or something. Okay. Oh, sure.
Colton, wait a minute. Colton, wait. Whoa.
Thank you.
They're a neighbor, they just climb up on here and jump out the window. Kind of stupid. He's not going to go down the runway yet? Come on.
You be careful, Bubbaloo.
These things can go forward, but not that.
Okay, where you go, buddy? Okay, well, stay where you are and I'll be right there.
They're bombs. We are inside the bomb fuselage.
Really cool, buddy.
Ready? Here, real quick, take a picture in front of the blade.